Mr. Allister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The affirmation that justice in a democracy must be done and must be seen to be done is not just a catchphrase. It's a fundamental principle that underlies the operation of a judicial system. And what this sordid arrangement, which the government perfected with the spokesmen and representatives of murderers and terrorists and some of the vilest criminals, is something that goes to the very heart of undermining our judicial and justice system. It is something which subverts not just the political process, it subverts the judicial process. And those who perfected it were the British government and the IRA through their surrogates, Sinn Féin. And of course, made worse by the fact that it was kept and secret, so that it was something done in secret, behind closed doors, to be kept secret. And something which has done great despite, not just to the justice system, but to the citizens who rely on that justice system, the innocent victims in particular, who plaintively believed that one day they might get justice, not knowing that some of the victim makers were walking around free of that threat and obligation. And of course, this is made worse by the fact that in Operation Rapid, well named perhaps, we now have evidence that it too was perverted, because Mr. Baxter, the senior police officer who headed up that inquiry, appeared before the Northern Ireland Committee in November 2009. In the course of his evidence, he said this: "You see, you would have to be so naive to think that the Secretary of State and his predecessors sits in Stormont Castle and does not tamper with policing." Lady Herman, with great surprise, says, "Tamper with policing? Yes, I would use the word tamper. One of my responsibilities before I retired was to conduct a review of on-the-runs. That is persons who are outside the jurisdiction. I can assure the committee that there was an extremely unhealthy interest by officials in the NIO about prioritising individuals who were on the run and about ensuring that they were cleared to return north." That is what... Yes, I'll give way.
Thank you. Given the comments that you have just made, would you agree that there could be a case put that those involved in the creation, administration and execution of some of these manoeuvres could in actuality be guilty of perverting the course of justice?
Indeed. But I think it does indicate that the political interference, the meddling, the importance of this secret deal was so important that the Secretary of State was prepared to bastardise the policing system in this manner. That is why, when the First Minister on Wednesday said, "I want a full judicial inquiry into all these matters so that we can see who knew, when they knew, what they knew. Those are vital questions to be asked and answered. I want to know who the 187 people are that received these letters. I want to know who they are, what crimes they're believed to have committed." And he ended by saying, "And I want all their letters rescinded." When he said that, I supported him because he was threatening at that point to do the right thing if he didn't get it. And he established two resigning matters. He established there had to be a public judicial inquiry and there had to be a rescinding of the letters. What did he get, Mr. Speaker, in his climb down? None of that. He got an administrative investigation. A public inquiry under the Inquiries Act of 2007 is something where witnesses can be compelled, where they must give evidence under oath, where they can be cross-examined, where those who have interests like the victims will be represented.
Order. The member must be heard. Order.
Where those who have interests like the victims will be represented and will be entitled to cross-examine. None of that in this behind closed door secret review. It won't, it seems, even be in public. There will be nobody capable of being compelled to attend. No one capable of required to take evidence under oath. It is a farce. It is a whitewash. And as for the demand that the letters should be rescinded, well, Mrs. Foster, I think she was on the run herself yesterday, after saying unknown that rescinding was a resigning issue. Now we find all the Secretary of State had to do was repeat what's in the letters already. Read paragraph 123 of the Downey judgment. It's already there. And if these letters are now worth nothing...
Order! Mr. Atwood! Order!
If these letters are not worth the paper
Order! The member should take
a
a seat.
Then Downey could be convicted.
Order!
If the First Minister is right...
Order! Order! Before I call Mr. Atwood, let me warn the member at the back of the room. He may be trying today a publicity stunt so that he's thrown out of this chamber. Order! The member will know the work we have done at the table to try and get every member in to make a contribution. The member then shouldn't abuse it.